I say, Prof. The word relevant means that something is significant. Because it be a significance, I just say, at the end, can one seven, a idea, in Pempensway, Gina, no, Nina, so a idea, sumbo, a war, Ibia, ye perceive him, and then a friend relevance. And tea, say, Ubinu Casano Catro say, your ministry is relevant. It means that you are in a better shape. So big, and no Casano Catro say, you are relevant. Just say you are in a better shape. And in drag, because your person trainer say, we will be a Nieko Kosu as of Jume Muni, Nieko Kosu, sorry, Mune, ya ye cromony, a citra mune, the echo chino. Oh no, what you mean? I be jumping pensobia, Ujuma di here. Emma, babia, also the war. Any babia, one name, potemo name, any area now, one. You are still needed. You are significant there. And Adebakwa, I also would tell you, say, if you look at our team, or you see where we say, staying significant in our changing world. Okay? You say, the word changing world, you know, Adia say, we are saying a Tiasiano. Ebia na otwe betwam bosome foforo beba bia no niema foforo ena ACC niema foforo na ACC. I remember here time no ene bon night me kan se mi kire yankofo no say ye time ne wo lantern bia na ye frɛ no gas lantern no ne ye pompe the more now pumping on night bright. See as I light in a bin of you. Yeah, you don't see them anymore. I remember meeting you Bompata, Santiachim Pata, about 35 years ago. Now Sa even issue. Don't say people pumping the more pumping on a bright. Now, Siano, those things are no more. But this time, there were another form of means that they produce the same light. But the different guy in here pumping. Thank you. And this is here, nature they say relevant now make no. Say here this gas light in the wa. Na the solar DS ho. Na the rechargeable one DS ho. But yo, mudi na wo kwa obogo akoto. I didn't know beto solar. That's it. And so no sending in our produce light. Yeah, good. So what I'm trying to get to you is a company na omoye gas pump light. So 35 years ago or more, almost 30 years I gas I had produce light. So more twice why ya be payment na. Acho, a day never see what market. I didn't trumbo boga. Say the person pay here light. Okay. That's it. So this is something I want to bring to the table, and I also want to bring to your attention. So when we use the word relevant no, say the way we are say air corner, we are say air nyina no, things are changing. And so when things are changing, they are not changing for you. They are changing on its own pace. The world has a pace in which it's running with. And so that pace is not waiting for you. And so if you are not in the known that you are ministering in a world, in an environment where things are changing, but they are not changing on your terms, what will happen is that you will still love God, you will still be a man of God, you will still be all those things, but you are not going to be relevant. That is the truth of the matter. Now, the word relevant also speaks to you, say, in the next 20 years from now, how would people describe you? In the next 10, 20 years, how are people going to describe you? And how are you going to see yourself in what you are doing in the next 10, 20 years to come? That is what we call relevance. And so relevance is not only something that exists in ministry. It exists in different levels and different phases of life. Yeah. So please understand this dynamics. Okay. Now, when it comes to ministry or life, ministry has 3 blocks of time. Ministry has 3 blocks of time. Seba ministry more, any will be our personal journey. There were 3 blocks of time. Okay. And when I use the word blocks of time, I'm talking about different times and different seasons. Now, everybody should understand that everybody here, including myself, everybody has what we call the past. Everybody. So please don't forget this. Everybody has the past. Everybody. Okay? Now, 2, everybody has the present. The present, which is now. Then everybody will have the future, which I strongly believe that everybody here believes so. Because if you don't believe you have a future, it means that you are going to be out. So everybody has these 3 blocks of time. God also operates in these 3 blocks of times. Whatever God has done, whatever God is doing, all of them goes through these 3 blocks of times. God's activity goes through these 3 blocks of time. And you obi past, obi present, that is now. And obi future, because tomorrow you are still going to ministry. Tomorrow you are still going to live. And so that is the 3. So God is operating by your past, by now, and then tomorrow, and then almost the days are ahead of you. Now watch this. So how do we relate this thing to relevance? If you read Hebrews chapter 1, you will notice that it says something. It says God who is in the sundry of times. Watch this, sundry of times. He used the word times. Now, what you notice from that particular verse is that it says God who in the sundry of time. Can somebody read for me? Watch this. Thank you. Thank you, Osofo. Okay, now, the question I want to ask is, if you look at this particular verse, what do we see from this particular verse? It tells you the progression of God's frequencies, which existed in times and seasons. Okay, when I use the word progression, what am I referring to? We all see Yamia Titimri Mono or Kasatre Ejanum, which is the past. Kasatre Ejanum, by which means? By the prophets. Titinu, Titino. About Hebrews, can say, when young Kupoa, Titino Kasatre Janum, our non-prophets force. And we'll see. And Nezus or Kasatre or Namdiebeso, Nebanusu ne Kasatre. Now, are they the same? They are not the same. Okay? So, what has changed here? Has anything changed? What has changed? Thank you. Who else? What has changed here? And what do you think is the same also in this verse? Hebrews 3:1. He's speaking. Okay. So you will notice that time has changed. People will move on. People will form different value systems, cultural diversities, and belief systems, and so on and so forth. But you notice that the same God, that change has not affected his fundamental operational system. And his fundamental operational system is that God speaks in you. God loves to speak. And in any generation, if God doesn't speak, nothing happens. It's very unfortunate that we have some preachers today who have had privilege to be on TV and those things. They are preaching that God doesn't speak to prophets anymore, or speaks to people anymore. It's very unfortunate. Because even Jesus said that I know my sheep and I call them by their name. And Jesus is still calling people. They hear his voice. You know, there are people who are unbelievers. He's calling them. They hear him. God find a different means appearing to people and speak to them. So if somebody is preaching that God does not speak to anybody, it's a very unfortunate situation. But that is unfortunate what we have now in our country. Now watch this. Osi onyankopon a tetibere bi etwa mo no. Okasa kire janom na madifo so. E kasa kire mai na ne ba no so. Now watch this. So somebody can be a very critical here and says that, God has changed in the way he deals with this. No, he hasn't changed. I didn't think I won't change here because the method can change, but the fundamentals are the same. Fundamentals are the same. Opeso ni pakasa. Inti sata mo nya radio. Radio. Obetima fa radio so. So obetima fa a TV so. Obetima fa WhatsApp message so. Obetima fa internet so. Obetima fa we so. Obetima fa we so. Sata on na sade ni no. Nti obehu se sata mo no. Even an person no person communicate to communicate here by prophets. Yes, your time then person here communicate. And you communicate through the sun. I watch this. And it is a way who say you are ministering in an environment where things are going to keep on changing. You are not going to be able to maintain your relevancy. But remember, there are people who were so powerful. There are people who were so accurate in prophetic. There are people who were so meticulous. There were people that were so gifted, but they are no more. Yes, but they are not relevant. And this thing I'm sharing with you is a very serious matter to everybody who wants to last. If you want to last, this is the key. And that is why there are people who have lived, ministered, and died after their death. They are more powerful than even when they were alive. And there are people too, they are still alive, but it's better they are dead. So, at the end of money, yes, sir. And ministry, frustration, ni baby, say, wabedu baby, na you are no more relevant. If being when ministry, my frustrated, say, wabedu baby, then you are no more relevant. It's a serious matter, and it's happening. It's happening on the speed. It's happening in volume. God himself is a God that deals with the past, deals with the present, deals with the future. But he chooses different format, different method, different means. And yet, you will realize that the voice of God is relevant in every generation. One thing I want to establish with you is that whether he chose the prophets in those days, whether he chooses to speak through Christ to us, you will notice that the voice of God is relevant. And every preacher who wants to last needs to understand your past and where you are now and where you are going. If somebody asks you right now, says, where are you going? What are you going to say? And I can assure you, over 90% are so far. If you ask them where they want to go, they don't know. They are just trusting God. Yeah. It's a reality. What I'm telling you is a reality. I'm talking to you as a co-laborer. So I just want to open up to you. A lot of preachers today, if you ask them where are they going, they don't know. He's just believing God, trusting God. That Sunday comes, he's trusting God that God will bring people, God will do this. Sa na another Sunday asamba, na another Sunday asamba. Sa na the echo sabi wano wahiti June, when July about na do kwana December 31st. Any day new thing, passion, and then revive this year. God is going to raise this and that. We want zia me muni run. These are the things. But you go for the bramo, a diverted, deviated, a new man. This is the cause. This is the cause. Okay. Now, so lots of before I share anything with you, let me quickly share this with you about the loss of relevance. When you lose relevance, these are some of the things that times goes on for you to know that relevancy is no more. Now, to establish more definitive meaning of relevance, so I use the lantern for you to know. So the lantern, so company no me lantern, near pump no. So mo yoma juzo yam found senia konia the young koso and one be because I know I'm on for ton, no I'm on for name, and it's a bright ticket here. As a matter of fact, say a dear son, now so sa gas a ha. I mean a bright power, very powerful, very, very powerful. So ha, a bright power, a demon in the and people all over those places can see that there is a light. That is the lantern. So if that company, twice a year, you have a company name. Company name. I didn't think a company name because things have changed and people have changed. And trust me, people changes. And the circumstances changes, condition changes all the time. And you know, so one tisane manema say, media me bombing pie me fasting, bombing pie me fasting. Nam gusu ye de me na nino manema. I'm afraid something uncalled for will start. start emerging into your thing. So please understand that. Okay. Now, loss of relevance. Do you guys a baby a baby free? Here sadien. What do you mean? Also, when we say you are relevant, it means that you are needed. It means you are needed. You matter. You are needed and you matter. You are significant. That is relevant. And so, when you lose relevance, when something loses its relevance, what happens is that the thing loses its potency. But you lose potency. I don't know how to explain this in chief for you to understand, but I'm trying to say. Say a car, the same at the end, but you won't say you see engine lose pressure. Okay, engine lose pressure. What happened is a year Juma to say the econ, a cut to say the econ, but I'm what dear a kura nanka caneno and lose pressure and a decono, a new view. That's it. That's it. And G, loss of relevance, it makes something loses potency. So please, Fatu Trimusa, to boom say, I feel here as a no any other answer about say if you. It's a sign that relevancy is no more in place. Number 2, loss of effect. Loss of effect. Okay, this one. No, let me ask the sound engineer. When it comes to sound, the console, they have a knob in it. You call it effect. Instruments now we use amplifiers. No, because the thing has lost effect. But effect everybody. Thank you. And effect, say effect console more and I can one. Oben say a more solid sound. You what dry sound. Sound the way about to say a dry. But effect more a more solid sound. When people hear the outcome, it resonates in people very well because of the effect. And when you lose relevance as a preacher, as a church, what happens is that your effect that you used to apply before, that effect is no more coming forth. Number 3, there's something we call the impact. Something we call impact. Loss of relevance. Relevance say sorry be honest, losing relevance. What happens is that the church loses the impact it has in the society. First, area of people were rushing to meetings, and people were coming everywhere. The same meetings in a way about people don't come anymore. Also, you leading holy life than never. You pray more than ever. But we won't say that impact that you had, it's no more happening again. Number 4. So what happens is that then influence begins to dwindle. How would I explain the influence for you to understand? What is the meaning of influence? Influence. Influence is something. Influence, influence is something that you have as a way of establishing your possibilities and positive results over people, which makes people attract to you. And you can be influential person. Influential person is or be our amount for attract to the person. Thank you. I remember those days. Tamani Susano, also for Dazimo, Omo Adam Befrin Krabebano. They literally walk through the communities, and people will be coming everywhere. People will be coming. Nipa Benyufon Kwala, Yebe Diomochisa. Everywhere they will go, because they have influence. Yeah. Maybe we are onye magic in there, but any friend influence. Let me use this. There was here a joke on here, but people don't move anymore. Thank you. That is what I mean, loss of relevance. Suppose I 10 years ago, so people will be scattering all over the place. You see, wow, you see, that's what I mean. But so those are the signs. Makes you realize that it's a loss of relevance. If there's anything in your life you have to preserve, is your relevance as a preacher. Suppose Omo affairs, now Omo affairs no can't seem to Omo two American. After they all drag their feet. You know, I started preaching. And the Bible says, if you don't honor whom honor is due, Miriam and Moses. Yeah. And so, number 5, there's something we call loss of presence. It looks like the church is there, but it's not there. The loss of presence. And you know what I'm saying? When you say loss of presence, that's what we call loss of relevance. When you lose relevance, your presence is gone. Your presence is gone. It won't say, because gas pump, a new obium. You can find them in somewhere antique shop, but they new. Because it has lost its relevance. I remember when we were growing up, there was this company that used to do cameras, Kodak. Yeah. Today, where is Kodak? But Omona cameras. Those days. Camera na de chrono. The chrono. You cry did 2 days, 3 days, and Omona na. But here there's no more, because it's here, you try a yama. The most disheartening thing as a preacher is for you to ministering and you are losing relevance. It should never happen, because it is deadly. And let me give this thing to you for this. There's number 6. There's something we call that. It's a gateway to oblivion. Let me write this for you. It's a gateway to oblivion. When you lose relevance, it's a gateway to oblivion. Okay? Gateway to oblivion. Okay. Now, what is the meaning of oblivion? No, oblivion is not just a sum. The sum is darkness. But what is oblivion? Yeah. Prayer be a shining sun. I feel it. Point. Oh, the same person. Them your ban what bench. the bench, when he bounce, he is part of the team, but we know you. Any friend oblivion. As I say, thank you. Jubon say, you are preaching, you are doing everything, and yet acquired Tisenia, who preach. Also for being a revelation, who preach, but in the planet it won't enter the organ. His preaching is hard out, but Nipana congregation enter. And to oblivion. It is a gateway. So when you lose relevancy, these are some of the things that happens. And and I've already explained to you that relevance means you are needed, you are significant, you are current, you matter. And if these things, you lose these things, what happens is that it's a gateway into oblivion. To be say, who rebel I say, uswakata, naso. Jamasusia of obi ye big boss unnecessary. They're wasting their money. Catholic priest near the woman who see a people. Oblivion. Because when you lose relevance, it's a gateway that pushes you to. You won't say, I play away and that. He's on top of the world. See how about the bench. And the next thing I want to say, when you lose relevance, it causes seizure. But you cease to be the same person they knew. And yet you are still preaching. But you cease. You are in the seizure. Also, you can see Caesar Chubia, Ubia say, Bibia China, doing a shame. So that is what happened. And then, so the other one is that you become blunted. These are some of the causes of being irrelevant as a preacher. You become blunted. Ecclesiastes 10:10 also say, Sekano Kumwa, I just saw my what indoors. Some of you who did the first say the little you put in, and then no to me, or go to me here all night, the whole Saturday, or bumpires are the ever Chubacas, and no crowns had the Nipa Mass or Sunday. So blunted, become blunted, which was a you are not sharp as you used to be. The prophetic is not sharp. And then the other one I want to talk to you is about you start having leakages. And the leakages I'm referring over here is that it means you don't have the capacity to sustain. You can't sustain. Jibon say last year maybe I'm 50. This year no more 35. Abibia sunsi undi bone umfinya mechi bia. So you are leaking. You know unse Hagai or can say or see mudi desumum me no sasumum bro. I don't know the Bible see and no Montiasi. So no so bro. He's talking about capacity to sustain. And it's at times it's a result of the lack of relevance. This thing ain't papa. And it should never happen to anybody. That is something I want everybody to understand. Now, somebody might say, oh, now say we are anointed are everything. But somebody read 2 Samuel 3:39 for me. 2 Samuel 3:39. Please watch this. This is a very, very statement that would never expect to come from a man called David, a man who killed Goliath. Oh, thank you. A man who killed Goliath. A man who killed Goliath. Watch this. A man, they sang a song that Saul has killed 1,000, David has killed 10,000. A man whom by virtue of just a sling brought down the giant. Once upon a time was the hero. Now look at the way he's talking. But see, I am a weak. This day weak. This day weak do anointed king. Do you know what it did that mean? I just say the word do not just say. It means something that should not have happened to him. David, see, good. I'm going to say that's all, but I'm weak. That is what it means. Because what he's trying to say over here is that I'm anointed. This thing should not have been in my condition and my state. And yet, I'm in a state as somebody who is not anointed. And yet, I'm anointed. You see? And see, relevance is a paramount to your ministry and everything you have to do. Because we live in a changing world. I remember one time when Bishop Debris was on his peak, people all over the world, Europe, they were calling him bi-weekly. Every week they were calling him, oh, Papa, you be a sorrow, higher, you damn, but you take it, yes, Branabe no great. We, Italy, Spain, Germany, Belgium, people were calling bi-weekly. It got to a point. I was in the, I think New York, some of them were talking, so I'm going to wine it dinner, push command. The mother, what you are in, but this thing happened to them. So somebody might say, this irrelevance in about. I'll come to it, say what time of year. But I want you people to understand. Say, be aware also preserve what we are. There are people, they come to you, they are with you, they honor you because you are relevant. The moment you begin to lose your relevancy, you are nothing anymore. The moon studies Hadi very closely, very careful, because the world is changing, ministry are changing. Okay, look at this happening right now in the media. So see, at the average, me at times at my level, at times I get confused all the time. At my level, I get confused all the time because I hear some things and it makes my head spin. So these people, what are they talking about? And these people are very influential. We won't be because altar and they say you be altar so altar blog near DC. But if you say the same altar and then you jabaso, no sooner your blogs are. You see, but you know, things are happening. Something me at my level, my head is spinning. And you know, look at church members. This is where we are. And he said, "One to me and preserve your relevance here. You're on your way out." So this is the issue. Okay. Now, watch this. When you read 1 Samuel 13, let me give you a crystal clear picture of this thing I'm talking about, that when you lose your relevancy. First Samuel 13, it is a long, up to 1 to 13. But I don't, because of time, I will not want us to go through. It is a time where King Saul. Do you know that King Saul, in terms of criteria, he was far and better than David? David's choice is grace. David DNA by merit. Saul DNA is by standard. Saul was a perfect gentleman. If you want somebody who fit for ministry, it's Saul. Yeah. He had all the social criteria. He had all the moral criteria. How many wives? And I saw a warrior in the Bible, King Saul. How many wives? Did you hear King Saul how many wives? Yeah. How many wives David had? Baby. David has some concubines. Concubines. Yeah. You never hear such about King Saul. No, he was a perfect gentleman fit for the job. But what happened? Was in the time or no, there was this kind of a corporate serene discipline in Israel. You see a bob, trumpet, everybody rushes in because of King Saul. He was so organized. He was so to the letter, King Saul. But watch this. 1 Samuel 13, what happened? This is the statement he made to Prophet Samuel. Prophet Samuel said, why did you do that? What did he say? Please read from verse 5 and I'm ready. Mm-hmm. 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 Is that the place? Is that the place you are reading? I want the place where someone came and asked him and said, why did you force yourself to sacrifice? Verse. Okay. Okay, so please read that one. Mm-hmm. 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 I remember that. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. How they wait. Mm-hmm. When he came out, mm-hmm. Now go and smite and utterly all that they have. Yes, I want that particular portion. He said, why did you do that? And he gave him the reason. Okay, and someone said, mm-hmm. And the Lord has great delight in burnt offerings. As in obeying the voice of the Lord, behold, to obey is better than sacrifice, and to hearken. No. Uh-huh. It reminded me that I have set up Saul. No. 13, thank you. 13 verse 11. Where? 13. First Samuel. Yes, okay. So it was a correct place. Sorry. Watch this, oh. And what happened? Then I fall. Watch this. That's it. Everybody watch it. So what happened? This is a perfect gentleman. Perfect fit for being the role model of a good king in Israel. And he was even the first king in Israel, in the first place. And he had all that needed to be a great king. But look at what happened. Look at what happened. See, now, someone said, I was there, but there was nothing making them feel safety with me anymore. Personal, the boy made me anymore. Everybody was safety, relaxed. But this time around, the people were leaving me. They were running away. So I felt that I should do something. What's that? Say, we force you on my software. This is your more force you near many so we at times when you are talking, you should be very exercise a bit cautious. Because some of them need be or more fear ready. Some of them are genuinely called by God. And that's it. But the relevance, the loss of relevance. Because first, both Revelation Kakrebia, the following Sunday, I saw why am I. But there no book Revelations in the following week. So no be conform. Look to somebody and say Kabashaka ya. You see? And so he said, I forced myself. Why did I force myself? Because the people were leaving me. You see, that is why he said, that is why Saul said. So Saul's crisis, was not because he has done something that have never happened before, but because Saul had a sense of losing relevancy. First, they won't take an inch. This is the time where so people were running away from him. Yeah. So the guy realized actually he had in a dream. Yeah. And that is the reason why I must see a son in my name be brave. One way I won't say now I also say and will be unnecessary fasting. Some are even killing themselves before their time. Because you could feel it, you could see it's happening gradually to you. So we nipa. So when I saw the people leaving me, I forced myself. And the Saul going to that woman at Endor. It's not saying, oh no, the pamo abusumfo in every hall. But why is he going there again? Because he's lost relevance. Yes, people are leaving. And see, this is where we are right now. This is where we are right now. You say, do baby, say, Yankupon am wow, now we're in a good company. For them to also share the same passion with you, the same challenges with you are. It looks as if you are failing. And who wants to fail? Nobody wants to fail. So you try to find alternative to make your hands strong. We are not in the best of times. We are not. And yet it is the best of times. It depends on whom you call your friend and whom you associate with. You see, so relevance is a key factor. Tomo lose or more in your dinner fires idea. The baby, who do yammy pow? Do yammy pa, srunya me yam, or the way away name man, to muse, or yippee, or Bible consonia, but it's losing relevance. And because you are losing relevance, you know, and at times too, when you lose relevance, you don't even know where it's coming from. Because I mean, you are doing A, B, C, that, but still, it's not adding up. The Saul's predicament. He says, I saw people leaving me, and I didn't understand why they were leaving. I was there. I was giving a command. Still, they were running. Even my chief command was the first one who ran away. So what are you going to do? That's what we call loss of relevance. So when you lose relevance, this is what happens. Your influence and all those things starts to diminish. And you start seeing it happening gradually, here and there, gradually, here and there. Until when it happens, what do you do? And these are some of the things that we have to look at and see. Now, the issue here is this. I don't tell you. The issue here is this. You need to realize that in ministry, it is not for you. It is for somebody. Because it is not for you, you're supposed to maintain certain code which makes the one you are working for pleased with you. But when you become a preacher, your initial stages, you tend to uphold those things. But with time, once they slick out from your operations. Yes, then I'm busy training. Ministry, the first place, you know who are sending you. And I as of Jumani, I don't know. There were quite who do Bible, who are Yamiko friend, who are it me free, the film, who are they say near the bishop who desire Yamedeman. Because it's in the Bible, whoever desired the office of a bishop desire a noble tax. So there's nothing wrong about that. But the issue is that also says idea in Yahudia because in Yahudiantino na ubidia na what trusting to your care. Your first and foremost priority say obey yadia neni bejo. But ube unse ye start fufura no ne de start. But e kwa ni mu kakra no they begin to slip off. That is what set you up for irrelevancy. That is number one. But you remember Renvi. To be say, we nyoma kaneno we ne one na everybody you started every be first love and your first love. E do usura nyame ene se umpese bibi be koso na be ma nyame adom e wo so no be ye nti na ma wo ye sa de no nye bibia. But we say with time we be say o slip okra grace ni nko. So oh okay. Great people, great men, and so they are in a perfect holiness, perfect everything you can talk about. But they have lost it. They are not relevant anymore. When I use the word relevant means just say, oh, but we know you. There are ministries, they are no more. First year bomb minister. There was a prayer you be were crying for the Macedonia. I'm at the T station, you know, as a prayer camp. You were in Accra, you live in Accra. Huge. Where it is now. I mean, I can go on. International ministries, training ade bebia ministry be American guy no kranipa be over 40,000 within a shot of twinkling of eye. Yeah. But who say you are there, you are doing everything, and yet you are not there. And people are doing extra curriculum activities. So you do yellow and white fasting, blue and green. Don't die soon. And we also need you for the kingdom because there are so many demons to be cast out. And you know, as we move along, what happens is that Bonze, our focus shift from how we started trying to please the one who assigned us for the job so that we can still have a very better deal with him. And that is shifting. Look at how some of our leaders are now talking, because some of them are realizing what we call ministry is no more ministry. Some of them, they have gotten the crowd, they have gotten the money, but they realize they are not relevant anymore. I'm telling you, it will surprise you. Some of you are seated here. Some of them, when they see you, they have that kind of a jealous. They wish they could be at your place. Because you can have a church that may have about 5,000. 40. What's that? Why is it happening that way? Because when you lose relevance, and what causes people that are doing well to lose relevance is they start with this thing. Because I dear say Obeka say aquapa. Simple. And no necessarily a struggle, but they are starting here, and only they starting here. Yeah, once be beer also we are. You are ready for, you are there. Yours is out. Your need was out. Your ambition was out. Your dream was out. Everything was out. You just want God to be pleased with you. But today, it's no more. You see, they are sorry, you are invited. You are a preacher. The kind of sound person no. And you better also open back call, open tuntum, open tia, open your open way. Is there for your service. Over service so. You know my son service so. Oh yeah, he's there for you to service you. This is how far we've come. We've lost relevance. You are preaching the same message that you preached some years ago. But the results that it used to have, the effect it used to have, you can feel it that effect is no more in place anymore. Why? Because of the truth of the matter is I'm poor anakaneno difference in new. This is the issue. And I'm nothing frustrates in ministry that when you are not relevant. I want to be honest with you people. You are not relevant. Nothing frustrates. Yeah. I'm even trying to question instead of I'm giving you information.
Please, you can do it better. Papacho obi wo ye mo our question because Bishop Okasano ohunu se ye mo bi no kasano ase yendru baby anso we are experiencing okra no ba wo fie na odrum pempenso na o kachire no bribina or no ampo no fawa no masemonye. How do you feel na ampana and crofo awa onimi say and the Lord has set you over them? Some of them you've grown from nothing, some of them you've invested so much, and now they seems to hear other voices and they are hearing other preachers and they have questions, even doubting your ministry and also any amount of doors. So set up now Papa Kano is frustrating. And sometimes you ask yourself, is there anything else I can do? And the media can have questions, but yeah, shall see every question be wo. Yeah. But your mumpasi microphone, microphone. But your sorry, now I so na body na bisa question no.
Very Martin, Daddy, God bless you so much. I want you to help me. I want to know the relevance you talk about is very perfect in my spirit. But can you address to me to know much about relevance and integrity? Yeah,
that's a very good question. Relevant integrity, very good question. The integrity means that you are very sincere to whatever you do. And when we say somebody is a man of integrity, it means that this person, if he says he's going to do this, he does what he says he will. And both in his closet and in public, whatever he says in closet, he says the same publicly. And that's why he's a man of integrity, which means Obian him say, oh, you're so for here. Okase say until they take you on that level, and that gives you the credibility for you to have account with the people you are leading. Do you suffer now was hard there no? You have a good account of trust among the people. They will trust you. But there are people who are like that, but they are not relevant. Relevant to say, are you still needed? Are you still matter? Say, Biba outside the hall. I also so ebe statia sorry na prophetic no call deeper than you are. Will your people still stay with you? See, that is what we mean by relevant. If you are relevant, what happens is that it doesn't matter how long you stay on, people can still feel that we need this man. You matter. To be over the Okano. A lot of people are very holy. They are men of God, very holy, very humble, and they are not relevant. It's happening all over the place. All over the place. I met someone. I'm person who put the apostolic ministers in and I say, put the idea. People are doing well. And it's true. Yeah, because to me I ni bibia but because now we are relevant. The relevant nature say bibia we are say do no. You are still significant. And a friend relevant. Ulusu and no ministry see.
Pacho, look at the mic and then Pacho Kasansa. Okay.
Daddy Pacho, thank you. That's fine. Papa Cho, I say, age 80 minutes hard in the banner. Sibia, where you Jumana, when you have fina system no crying, Kai said, watch it because in terms of Busas and say, minimum soft one can we know by a friend of Apostle of Uswaja, my touchy mind. Or Drew baby, just say, I saw no cry. Omakwa handa ya mano mambonti ho baby. Ana just say papa na age na ka but officer still na oye adwuma na bam Solomon ne dekin for na yi for the David. You see papa no ko ofura adwuma no oye duru baby a is age na capture na ma. Nti say age no so timi yi free sister ni musa.
Papa follow up I have to say divine healers. And now wakra pa me nim say divine healing. Bishop Nancy aba news mu kra say asole mana asofo no bi page say debi when you need to do on free so on tenasi na omo ankasa enti me di so say age a wonyini kono but we nim say wine there the more the wine ages, the finer it becomes. So why is it that the ministry
okay. If you look at Redeem Adiboye,
yeah,
Adiboye is 82, getting to 83. The people doesn't want him to go off. They rather want to see him die on the office. If he say he wants to retire, they won't agree. Now, no, he can't stand for about 1 hour to preach continue. He sit down and then he talk, and the people extremely happy. Pack, because the impact, the effect is there. Relevance. It is if you are relevant, even on your sick bed, they will never want to leave you. And relevancy has nothing to do with age. It means Tamana or when you peak, when you have the right association, which happens a lot of asofo. Because asofo be brain, or when you peak, things are happening, they think they don't need anybody. That it happens to ministry power. Who wants a name happen? I mean, blessing assurance, blessing the power for blessing, or be blessing, say, be 2 women, or be near the office. It's okay, he doesn't need anybody. Yeah. At the time, people do not say, grace are different. We have different graces. We have giftings and grace. There are certain graces you may not have. That is where association comes to play. And Tiomo etis an minimum be a Brunia onya 70 years. Not so retire. So the man is onya 70 years. Also, a person call retirement. Omususa. Obi weeks not that susu. Why you have to retire? Meanwhile, sorry, and she say, that's what we call relevance. Gee, do baby and yet preacher who tiamunes hanemanu just so you're relevant. Adiboye sit down and he talks. But because of the relevancy, that is what I mean. And you know, I've seen it happening to a lot of preachers. Because who are on their peak, they don't associate well. Because young Unkofu are who born more. Obetro said, name will so you see, I see, I bema what check. But a young kwa. I mean, look at Bishop Tebrimit. I use him as an example. Do you know? Who was his friend? Because he came out of Church of Pentecost and he took Pentecostal. Onusu presided this. Onusu we were no way. Secondly, he went in for bishop. That kills the whole thing. But Pentecost doesn't do bishops. If you have taken there, because when you take bishopric, you become episcopal. Who is your friend? Onusu is onya obisa and associate well. The Parabeka said no. This thing don't give your attention all here. Don't minimize this and make sure you do this. Make sure this thing come to play. You need this setup. You need this. You won't say, but do point you know. But what run out then grace, grace is where Konyina no ne dry. So also to be refilling. You'll be more from us, I'm more from be a wise pa. Bua Bruni or Yaso or Namfo or Damphobia. Bua Yaso Sunday, we had the floor with me for play, no, I got training chain. Just to talk to him. Who be some question. It's all big church. You are son of Damphon, only big church. But not Damphon, a table, chair, which be before you name it. On father and for beside office or no a jack of all trade. No so any a my envelope kakra, a my way kakra near there, but do 65, 70 on Nishi. And for the Hiachin. Madame Fubi, a woman, or Taba say, Abba, me and I'm sustaining for years. A woman, by America when you had chance in the can you be channel, but when Jadano Bara or Shamsan, so you told me. So you told me. Do you know the language you use? Well, see, at that time I was naive. I was green. So you told me. I should have listened. Yeah. At the point, say, well, Mahama, Mema, Manisika, a trouble. Where is he going? Ministry in Ukraine. Somebody who has served God years. A woman here. Every week, my money was going to every week. The last year, if I tell you the money we spent on him before he died, so every week money was going to him. Every week. And yet he wasn't somebody that was partnering with us. And because I understand the way pastors go through challenges, also, so me can't to pastors power, you will be frightened. You know, boy, a basa, and I miss out, so, bono, no, any pepper, no, you say, okay, baby, remember, we live in a changing world. We are so sad. Since I want to be a moment, I'm maybe a. We do point to microphone now bless you, Mama be cuckoo. Sure. What they did about Nebuchadnezzar give command, everybody bow. When he lost relevancy, they carry him into the forest.
Yeah. Oh, over to me about and that's why I believe when we are called upon to come and gather, we come. Because sometimes we will be remembered and then we will be putting in alignment with the course of God. We'll be straightened. The Bible said faith cometh by hearing. These are one of the things that when we come like this. Hey Charlie, Papa, please, I have a question. My question is that so what do I do? What do I do when I realize that I'm losing relevance? Because I have an incident that happened prior to the new year. I normally don't prophesy. It's one of my strict, what do you call it? I don't prophesy. So I just felt the need to prophesy on 31st, and I prophesied. And this, one of my core members, the whole family, the husband even calls himself a pastor, my associate. And so I prophesied. And I told the two of them that they should get passports. This year they will travel. I told the lady that you will travel this year. In the full glory of the church, when I said that, the man just went and sat down. The lady was just there like that. And it was disrespecting to me at that moment. But I felt the need. And so the Sunday again, in front of the church members, I called her again. I told her that get a passport and that it will come impromptu. And so get a passport. You see, oh, Papa, he said, it is only 2 weeks ago that she came to church and took the microphone. Because for about 6 months, 7 months, they don't really come to church. The whole month they will come to church once. But just about a month ago, was 30 bus already in Dindi. what is it? And then last 2 weeks, she took a microphone and said, Papa can't say me manjendi. As I'm talking to you, she's in Accra. When she was leaving on last week, 3 days today, when she called me early in the morning, Papa, hey, also on me call and cry now. Yakofa playing, Papa, and then you're playing. What is saying? And she was the Okodru Accra, Papa. She said, and so now I feel the urge like then I should keep prophesying. Me fast am to. Now I feel the mean for prophetic. This is because if you can speak to people and some who had been with you for a while and then they will just treat your words and you prophesy and it can work, then why don't I prophesy? And so that's my question. That's my state right now. What should we do when we realize that, especially with some people, we are losing relevance? If you do something and you succeed, should you keep on doing it? And I'm Babucho. Prophetic relevance.
Yes, this is a good question. The issue is this. See, because you are a set man that you represent, when you speak, you don't need to prophesy before God honors it. So you don't need to be thinking about, I have to prophesy before it will work. You should come to a point of realizing that because you represent God, words carry for God to act. See, so that has been one of the biggest challenge to a lot of preachers. If you are not mandated to prophesy and you choose to prophesy, you may have to sustain it by yourself. But if you operate as a representation, as Elijah said, as God lives, as I live, according to my word. He didn't say according to my prophecy. So according to my word.
We have our word and we have prophecy.
That's why I thought about Apostolic Summit. You have your word. You are speaking as a representative. So God honors those words. Because at times, because you spoke, God has to make it come to pass. But if you think that you have to prophesy before it works, and then you may have to ask yourself, those prophecies, where will that come from? Will they come from you or will come from God? But if you have to speak, it doesn't need to come from God. Come from you. And God will have to honor it. So if God speaks to you to prophesy, go ahead. But what I will recommend is that if it's not something God has mandated and you think that if you prophesy to work, what makes you prophesy to work is God behind it. But if God has not given it as a prophecy, so who is going to make it work? So that could be another thing that can get you into trouble. So if you look at Pastor Adibo Yasa said, doesn't prophesy, he speaks and God performs it. Those things you are free, and that thing works so powerfully, easy than you, because when you start doing something that has not been originated by God, it's a red flag for your ministry. But if God gives you to prophesy, do it. But you don't say that because of that, if I do that, it will happen. Prophecy doesn't mean that God works. Then comes in a man yami yami de na sem na yene. So the mouse say ka over mawa kasa se ujina na name. That one is powerful. So that is what it is. Asofo bebre time to sa you know hu kura chen de ka nyina.
Daddy Mpacho Nyankopon unshra pa yadasi pi wonderful teachings. Na ma sembi sa no 2 in 1. Mepacho, how can you sustain your relevance? And secondly, what has kept you going up to this stage?
As I said earlier on, there are other factors, but the main one is for you to please the one who have assigned you to the task. So if you have that in mind, that keeps you going all the time. And they say, okay, Yasuma was a koibi. Ipana osuma on, the tea osuma on, Wako and send your person, a day in the busy. So the Nidia, what happens? And my own so the Wian or status or anyway or Yama. And he said, oh, person sustaining your relevance here. Your foundation should be based on the fact that you want to please the one who has assigned you. That is the bottom line of everything. And on the statement, this is what Jesus said. Jesus said, he said, Adichiwi, it was sent me yet the Osuma made the bay. Auntie, Jesus lived to please the one who sent him. So if a software to me, the one be just so say a lot of troubles will die away. Because the ministry and you are not doing it for yourself, you are doing for somebody. And a soldier for where you should do before complain. And obey before you ask any question. You see, look at Moses. Even a man Moses, no problem. Moses here, no, the technical, the bad dream. Say, the money pays you, and one more motion. Say, can you problem? And oh, yenny, was happy. So we know now, Moon's happy now. Musa will not hear. And he say, yeah, look at Moses. Yango ponzi fa banu ko treso angasa fa kubum. Enji, watch this. O see, o kache Moses say, when dimini, uni panenim. Enji, Moses was thinking about results. God is thinking about his pleasing. That is where we have the problem. It is said, and to me, I have the issue. Mishma said, I got two issues. Now they go to her. Once I have a problem because my intuition is to please God, and that is what I've cultured myself. Into obvious happen, I can't say that to me surprising me. They will tell you because that has been me. Because the name for you say Moses Fabani Sheso. Simple, leave the rest. But who say Moses Obeji? No, they are two baby or so many 2 years. What do you mean about the 2 years? You see, I pomada kasi isuna koto form. No be some found bay. Boniben way. Yami person just must have found bay. Stay away because a pomada cano and your matrin is swa and unye levita unswa. Oh, these are some of the things that I saw for a quani refi. How you sustain that is to build yourself to a point to say you want to please the one who sent you. That is the key. And when you do that, that will settle a lot of issues for you. It's easy say, but it's not easy going. It's a matter of conscientizing yourself. And what to me, yes, or see, I see what I do what I see my father does. In you, oh, me papa at the phone wait to 10 a.m. I miss 10 a.m. Those are the things. Yes, sir. But check and say, Madam, be a business or whatever. It didn't come home from a band or say, oh, why are you not on TV? Why are you not doing this? Why are you not doing that? You should have, by this time, the way you're meaning, you should have been on TV. Because I was very quiet. Because me not long ago. See, I have come to respect you highly. And I understood why you've maintained this. And I was, why you said, see, because look at most of them on motives. Look at the predicament. They don't have any choice to turn themselves again. Did the picture of Mukrano and on a public? Into Sakura, how do you change that? That is why to obey me problem of course no yam kwasu mesi we all. I know the economy that shows the relevancy you carry. It's not the years. Wait 50 years in ministry, you become more effective and more powerful. Make sure you please the one who sent you. Simple.
Come on.
But your friend man Sabrampa. Papa, Yamisha. Maybe me can't say, dear Papa, Seloti, in your media Bishal and Arsenal. Mumma Yason we. But I'm what I say. Many apostle Yakobano. If me Bill Boss been at the night to care, I said Bill Boss will your doors. As one I make a channel. Just say Bill Boss, just say, I'm saying, will be called Koboakra and why Bill Bowl at
It's true.
So say Mati. But a kind of a paddy and Namslong. See to me a year I'm going to say Gehezia. Yes, Elisha. If you queen. So that's a media the American know. He said, Minimnia, ye toy boasia, Yami bit media could. And now when you do a mock, I say, Ye yache. And no dimly casa, I say, Yami, can you miss soon that I am going solibia? Say yes, a baller and go over to was. It was a moment I fear when shed, dear, alumni, I bahano, dear few more banging air movie PM. Not young queen. Papa Kachi said, if you are working alone, you go faster. But you are working with people, you go further. You been another can know. You are saying, "Been in yam what baby if it's offense or non qua and ayo." TNT dear Papa Eka. The Papa Yamisha, media dear me cancer, me 2 million for say, or me and fear when shed and near my wall whom Nyanquesa Kazi. Name a Papa Bia, a woman, yes, so at me, I believe I'm here to have not dear air quid. You said that you can my
God bless you. God bless you. Yes.
Papa, you're more fish up. You won't watch it. Yeah,
Share your second meeting.
the second meeting. This is the first meeting of 2025.
Second.
Second meeting. The bill all the better to say the first. Oh, okay. Sorry, I'm gonna finish up. I'm gonna finish up. It's a fish up, and I'm gonna finish up. But I need your young some bishop. Papa, what the other costs why relevant? Am I da? If you said, "Yeah, woman," said, "I mean, we are aircane." You buy more because you are loaded. Na, o chiremon, o can say, "Obit me holy." Or bon the brass said, "Asophobia bon the brabastel," or ye irrelevant. One of my person was actually mokakra. Say, "Dear now, okay." Say obi bon bra said ye nyame afre no bon bra na still odaso eye irrelevant enipa ne ma sofo ye irrelevant anase nyame nhihye yemu no ana ono no bre no so na obo bibia gu members na dwen mu amo abeye saa na.
This is very interesting. Wow. Now in the first place, Yamin Yesa, David. Yamin to be Yesa, my sorry, man, Sorintia. You all say, I, David. You all say, Also, a ye can send me Paul Captain Timothy or say, so be to America. I want to know what she say more or see a monabut. Aha, and you know what you could not fail to show. You are the fastest. But also, who say, yet is she being a true American. The Sansi share was a one fine year Juma. Obey Harry and so no unya abotini abut sanity. Problem back where war ministry mun say your name be wa sisiam aso company for no jai o mun give you dem be anasu aso company for mo jai o mun give you side here say akran here no akran. Every time you meet him, big money. Oh yeah. Some of the times when they look at you, they say, I'm wasting resources. Yeah. So yeah, because they won't do this for free. No. Yes. Debi. Sika also be a ministry. Sika also the back. Any other. And those are some of the things. The amount journey ma be. See, I give you a bush of you be cup chop when you go to your guy for that chipa. Them the we are all ya no. Nanko fro say abrante. We are minister no. Trump show now to so future pa. Tia o yaya you see. You see. No na make it. Because one yes another thing be in the apostolic something. Ama ya media ma abeye yi dam shooting these are so for break up. People don't know. And he say yen victims. So e juma omu duro mu penny fi mo no my mobo. So for be bree. Ye ba kunyimi be bree no my mobo. Because I don't know mark sa resurrection power new generation event. Start is the one you have a say before be or no be chalwati. Some of them has to literally pick them. You must be millionaires. Don't say now so for car say but then what repair. Don't that form. So for more year more or more spend more devote to more time now several sorry no I may they are nothing to what Chiromu. What's that? Because I make cancer more. Sorry, Bobby, my or no 10 billion, 5,000. I'm on 5,000, I'll visit my mom's car. That's going to be a friend. When is that guy a friend? Sack envelope, a friend of a painkiller. A painkiller, you just would hear ya no one no make. Inside won't you find and the also or no new generation, but so quantity panic put in that so as was I. After the true baby, no, they didn't just see any other name. Who said they were losing sacrifice. You must see a time to talk about this. The way I will be doing people you are connected with, people you associate, people you take advice from in ministry. This is a problem that so for my brave through baby I almost say because of some of these things. And you know, look at it. John the Baptist in Papa. The description of the man to one the highest in the New Testament. Also, we are blameless. Blameless. Devout. The word devout also with two once you are say a man. And so the problem that association. Show ya. And now, you are all yelling at man. So, yelling at the class. So, you and seek advice. Oh, and Mercy, the enemy yet. Mercy, you know, Mercy ministry is 90 people. Nigeria for the Nigerian is a meeting. Oh, be a open meeting where you be a 5,000. You go ask. And she, and yes, she got dinner. I'm afraid. See, yet to money. She will conclude in a chin. She said, the white to him.
Majidi say, okay, all right. Oh, you are not son, I say.
Bishop Pacho and Openyangupon in Shell says, we impact analogy a bit me about made to me the age many. Now, Pacho starting no, Pacho can be concerning recently statement about say Yankupon and a son in Casabio about software be statement or Mickey. Now, question person Busan say, Ediana, see to me Bura such a level of man of God, the caliber. Then it me Bura and the man make his statement, you know, because he's one man or a very influential. In the seminar, all can Ebenian Sunsan so the body of Christ. So, patronum question back. And I'm second question is a dear and patronate me a year, Ebemia be relevant concerning the Uche CBC baby a bit rubiano, a bit me a
Okay, that's thank you. The first question, let me say this. Obia or the way I see who behavior, but I just want to be very specific. I feel say there is a frustration in the system. The frustration in our system, the way to resolve it, has become difficult, and because of that, everybody that have a capacity to a certain degree feels that he needs to use that capacity to address issues no jurisdiction or to me are protected. Because Ghana need spiritual authority figure and my name be resolving a thing. Nigeria say because of Nigeria for a more organized spiritual authority. Nigeria for me because Osadibo ebe kasa de listen. Should be people kasa de listen. They can call them. Aha, Enisadi. Ghana Enisadi. It is a beach that is a didn't see a resolve. And to boom say, casualties back, and say, nine, generalizing. To approach it, I think, because you have young generation, young prophets who have influence, they have money, they have the crowd. Some of them have influence in the politics. Some of them feel say almost they have the same weight. Who are you to come and talk to me? Because you have some of them are more influential in the politicians, and they have the money. So maybe who's capable? Some of the prophets, some of them have money. I'm telling you, nada. Sika, Sika, or influence. It doesn't base on doctrine, Bible, and fun to influence. So these people, no more system, no more fathers, feel obligated. So to me preserve certain traditions. And the basa to resolve it, and I'm an answer. Don't say now worship or be offensive should have been used. I be offensive because but frustration is in the system. So for frustration is in the system. Thank you. So, yes. So that's where we have come.
Recently, na me tie a Church of Christ Force of Ubako. Was it be so for be crowd Ghana or bomb permanent friend ya tina and enye no cre. So
yeah.
Our church members are believing that. So unfortunately, our church members are believing that, and sometimes it's even difficult for us to preach about the miraculous moves, signs and wonders among, because sometimes even as you are preaching, because of these high figures, sometimes in Sambia or Omubi Ekikanka. They say, sorry, na be say, no answer, Ushianya Miasem, pe concordance, they are to upper references, no abe church remoana, upper Latin, Greek name, no abe church remoana. Please let's not forget that the power of God ministry, no. Na yama yen solembano, omuntiasie, was say, Amani Pakumanso, say. Israel, question behind 1%, Yadi, a baby, say, all right.
Before he speaks, let me say, you understand? People are in need. When people are in need, they look for solutions. And they don't care where it's coming from. They don't care the source. But all your software, people are in great need. When people are in need, they are vulnerable. People go to places they can get results. No doctrine or shame. No problem at Tanosono. And they are there, Hanono. What's that? So, who see us a baby at twice a year soon or Bodama? Ufa will be say we need a day. Kubebia will be young. And these are some of the realities we are facing. Having said that, we should learn say ebe yusu nyame asem na yetumi ebe yusu nyame asem no na emeye personal. When I use the word personal, also me ba me teach you they teach you about side relevance. Tie kono ano maybe we are practical, but I'm not using anybody to teach. They no one pan. I'm not in the I don't know also here. This office help us on Crawford Musayame, it be manipa Enyeska, Wam no Munya Santiasian. Two Wam no Munya Santiasiana, they will develop faith for that. The Jaisa that one so don't put a men try so be condemn. Try to help them to understand. The person will make a choice. As one hour so condemn or Obakanya you so motto. Tina Ukasa.
Papa Yamisha Vibre,
President,
and was landing us.
Amen.
Yamia say, Yanumbi said, Yamia Dumbiana, Yado Wawa. In your opportunity, champagne, phobia near Bodia, or moon baby, are you free ever? Now, Papa Pesemi Wiza say, can location affect ministry? Now, the entire Mibusani say, my ministry will fee, me will be a man pen for some, sir. nti asɔfo ne bebree na atabusa me ma no na papa deɛ because ɔmo susu sɛ ɛsɛ kɔnfa no kye akɛse fei ase nti no asɔfo ne bebree struggle ɛwɔ hɔ paa but yɛnkɔ yɛnim bebree by the grace of God yɛkɔ yɛnim nti yana ɔmo esusu because asɔfo ne didi nkɔmɔ fi sɛ bi a ɔmo busa me ma no me ado bi ntimi ma me ni because me mpɛ nam for sɛ nti ɔmo susu sɛ ɔmo struggle because of the location tina me busa sɛ can location affect ministry.
Very good question. Very, very good question. We also come on the calipo. Very good question. Okay. Now, you see, the issue here is a location is a factor in ministry. I didn't try you can say, this thing that we're done here, if it would have happened here, in you. And now, you make a trade of one say, na many akwabkremoni no omu ye meka mu system no tie na kremoni o ya no say o say me pese me bisa sasem na so bisa o say omu ade bi happy about ntase o say and then o kwa sore sofu etibishen kom so be kwa bruchi ene ade so the same thing maybe in kremsu kremo omu so yesa omu microphone bi cancer ade no omu di omani omu so yesa ade and also another thing I didn't know here what has said on Tiasia in engineer to know Bisame Tadi no see a soon yamene their approach come a show promise to come in and I'm going to in the first place and coupon and a day according to your promises rough.
This is deep.
And this a corner bonia. You're wronger and your many can start. And the doesn't be no, Yamima Israel for who say, as if you are American honey. If you are wanting American honey, to Dombeko. And she said, Quasorena, Sofficial, come Yaminas one country war. A dear Yami starting and all twasso. So there's nothing wrong. Timmy Kafra, quite a bonny didn't course. And I'm saying, poverty. And I'm so bossy. There are different types of poverties. The poverty here, mental poverty, and yeah, material poverty. Because of what is loaded, will be free baby before, but mentally, you say, now I know you are a man of God. You are a true man of God. How? Now, location to say the Okan new site a picture Fayasi is not one of them. Fayasi new site, but maybe a new site, a casa, I want to new site, buy new site near the want to say Fayasi new site because traditionally, a won't go full be muse a be say a ho. Nti baby sa no nyame na position wo ho enti na wonhu ne wonhu but a due point you so start bomb by say nyame be mo so to aso wo ana say time na e ba no so relocate. Your location is extremely important about ministry. Asa mo find location extremely important. Me preach with Lagos. Nigeria for work population. Nigeria has population. Lagos alone, population in Lagos will almost be population in Ghana. Lagos city alone, with the outskirts of Lagos, Kanwa. There are so many churches in Lagos. But watch this. Then God spoke to him from Kaduna to leave Kaduna and come to Lagos. That is a different story. And you are to back starting baby, a coin do baby, I would also starting ready. location, yeah, and it's true. So who different place are, and can we break it through bigger than the old one? But God is doing great work with you. But the issue is true. Yes, the location has to be considered.
Oh, come on, you can do it better. Pacho's original nice.
God bless you.
We would, you stretch for about 50 seconds. Stretch for about 15 seconds. Now, Mepamocho, Papa spoke about relevance.